Something wild is happening on the internet again. And this time it is about one of the biggest names in basketball right now, Caitlin Clark. Some so-called bikini photos started spreading online, and the reaction has been unbelievable. People are arguing so loudly that even if you unplug your phone, you can still feel the drama. Some people think the photos are far too bold. Others think they are completely normal, and many are asking why they are even being shared at all. But here is the real question. Why do pictures of an athlete relaxing cause more chaos than an actual basketball game? Stay with me until the very end, because what is going on here says much more about the internet than it does about Caitlin Clark. Here is how everything started. A few fan pages began posting pictures that they claimed were bikini photos of Caitlin Clark. But many people pointed out right away that the photos do not even look confirmed, and they might not be real at all. However, the internet does not wait for facts. It reacts first and thinks later. Within a few hours, social media split into three groups. The first group was people who were shocked and said the pictures were way too bold. The second group was people who did not understand why this was even a big deal because many adults wear swimsuits. The third group was people who were annoyed that anyone was talking about these pictures when they had nothing to do with her talent, her skill, or her career. Suddenly, a few pictures turned into a giant argument that spread through the entire sports world. Many fans were upset for different reasons. Some said she is a role model for young girls. Some said she should not dress like that. Some argued that she is an athlete and not an influencer. But wearing a swimsuit is a normal thing. People go to beaches, lakes, and pools all the time. So why the outrage? Some people believe athletes, especially female athletes, must appear perfect at all times. They want them to fit into a very strict idea of what a role model should look like. But is that fair? Is a person not allowed to relax or go on vacation just because that person is famous? That is one of the bigger questions in this situation. Now, let us look at the people who are not mad at all. They said things like, "Why are we judging someone for wearing a swimsuit?" That is something every adult does. They think the outrage is strange because Caitlin Clark is an adult who is allowed to live her life, and she does not owe anyone a perfect image 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Some people were actually more upset at the fans who kept sharing the pictures, especially when there was no proof that the photos were real. To these people, the problem is not Caitlin Clark at all. The problem is the internet being overly focused on female athletes' bodies instead of their skills. Another thing people do not talk about enough is the pressure female athletes deal with. They face pressure to perform, pressure to look a certain way, pressure to never make mistakes, and pressure to always act perfect. Imagine trying to focus on your sport while millions of strangers judge your clothes, your body, your personality, and now your swimsuit. That is a lot to deal with, and it raises a very real question. If a male basketball player went to the beach without a shirt, would anyone care? Very likely not. But when a female star like Caitlin Clark is involved, suddenly the entire internet becomes a judge. So why did this story blow up so quickly? The answer is one simple word: fame. Caitlin Clark is not just another athlete. She is one of the biggest stars in sports right now. Her games break viewing records. Younger players look up to her. Companies want her in commercials, and everyone knows her name. That means anything involving her spreads instantly, and when something spreads that fast, people react before they think. This whole situation shows how the internet turns tiny things into huge arguments. But here is the part many people are missing. The lesson is not about swimsuits. The lesson is about how quickly we judge people we do not know, how fast we jump into online arguments, and how easily photos, real or not, can change how people behave. We forget that celebrities are still human beings. They get tired, they take breaks, they go on vacations, and they do not live for the internet approval. Maybe we all need to stop expecting perfection from people just because they can shoot a basketball better than almost anyone else. So here is the takeaway. The outrage is not really about a swimsuit. The outrage is about how hard it is to be famous in a world where every picture gets judged, shared, edited, and argued about. Caitlin Clark did not do anything wrong by living her life. The internet simply turned a normal moment into a storm. Now I want to hear what you think. Do you believe people are overreacting? Or do you think famous people should be more careful about what photos get out? Tell me in the comments, because I am very curious to know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so that you never miss what is truly happening behind these viral online stories.